Hi, in today's video, this is Kevin from Let Me Tech You, and I'm going to show you how to configure a Cisco ASA site-to-site VPN. Now, there may be times where you may need to use Internet Key Exchange version 1 or 2. Now, in today's video, we're going to be using version 1. Now, sometimes you might run into issues with version 2 depending on the vendor maybe you're connecting with. The support for it has become a lot better, so you may see some improvements over time. But I'm basically going to just show you a simple little setup here. And that's going to consist of two firewalls, a router that sits in between them. Now, I'm not going to be doing any routing on the firewall. I'm basically, these connections are going to be made basically from the VPN tunnel that gets created between the wire here. So I'm going to add some text here. So let me some text here real quick. So on this left side, this is going to be my 192.168.1.0 network. So just 192.168.1.0/24. Font size, let's make that a little bigger. Save that, and so this is going to be over here. I'm going to duplicate that. In the middle here, we're going to have a 192. So this is going to be 192.168.2.0 network. And let's save that and then duplicate that over here. This is going to be our 192.168.3.0 network. Let me edit that 1 second. There we go. So 3.0. And then the other side, we're going to have the 192.168.4.0 network. Okay, so we got those set up. So basically, network here, network there, and then a network there. So we're going to set up some basic, just so in this, so we got two virtual PCs on both sides. Two ASAs, a router. So we're going to set up some interfaces real quick. Then we'll get into configuring the objects, the ACLs for the interesting traffic, pre-shared keys, and the phase 1 policy, and the phase 2 crypto mats, and then the NAT exemption to get this tunnel up and going. So first, I'm using EV and G here. So let me start these up, these firewalls. So this is just a emulated network platform that's free. They have a community and a professional version. Just some slight limitations to what you can do on the community one, like you can't attach interfaces when a node is up and running. You can only have one user logged in at a time, little things like that. But it's great for learning anything related to Linux, networking, stuff like that. That gives you that real gear feel. So I'm going to pause these for a second here. These take a little bit of a second to come up, and once these come back up, I'll join us right back here. All right, so we got our ASAs up and running now. So we're just going to do some basic setup on these. So let's go ahead and default password on here. So I'm just going to go and show that there's nothing set up on here. So show IP address. So we got our default configuration that comes with the ASA. So we're going to change those there. So let's do a show run. So we got gigabit 0, 11, 02. So as we see from our topology, we got 00 is our outside, 01 is our inside. Our inside address is going to be 192.168.1.1. Our outside address is going to be 192.168.2. Let's go, 2.2. Let's do that because we're going to do 2.1 here as our default gateway, or our default route to that ISP. So let me go ahead and add this here and here. CompT, no there. So basically what we're going to do is let's start with the inside interface. So I'm going to be interface gigabit. Well, let's start with the outside. Let's go in order. So that's going to be IP address 192.168.1 or .2. Oh, I got my two dots wrong. So dot 2 dot 2, 255.255.0. Then we're going to go on over to gigabit 01. We're going to configure this to be, say, 1.1. And, oh, okay, so let's do this. Let's do a show run real quick and see what's our, okay, our management interface is 1.1. So let's take that off real quick. So interface management 0/0, no IP address. And let's look and see here. Let's do another show IP address. Okay. So now we can go back to our interface 0.1 and let's give that the 1.1 address. And we're going to do a no shut just to make sure that's not down. And we're going to name this inside. Name if inside. So security level on the inside interface is set to 0. So it's the highest, the most trusted. We're going to go back to our 0.0 and name that outside. And that's going to set the security default to 0. So exit out of that and copy, run, start. And now let's go to our other ASA to set this side up. So on this side, we're just going to do the same thing. Take the management interface. Yep. Interface management 0/0, no IP address, interface gigabit 0/0, and let's remember that's 4.1 3.2. So IP address 192.168.3.2, name if outside, and then we're going to go .1, and then that's going to be 4.1. Name if interface is going to be inside. So we got all that set up. So now if we go back here, show IP address, you see we got those set. Show run, you can even see we need to do a no shut on those. No shut, and then no shut. Let's save this to our running config, or our startup config. So let's .0/0. We want to make sure this is no shut, not shut down, and then a no shut on this one. Okay, so we got those set up. Now we just need to create a static route. Well, let's go ahead and first go to our ISP router here. And let's see, show IP address, show IP interface brief. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let me clear that. So nconf t interface gigabit. Let's see what those interfaces are. Show IP interface. Well, let's scroll up. So Ethernet 10 11 12. So 1112. Then not sure why 10 is going to. So I had this configured for another lab. So let me clear this. interface Ethernet 1/1. IP address is going to be 192.1.1. Actually, 2.1. My IP address there. And then on the other side, which is going to be 1.2, I'm going to do IP address. It's going to be 3.1. No shut on that. Let's go back to the other one. No shut on that as well. Okay, so I should be able to ping 192.168.2.1, or no, 2.2. And then I should be able to ping 3.2. So we get connectivity 2, but we shouldn't be able to get to the inside 192.68.1.1. See how that? So what we're going to do is just basically create a static route here to know how to send all traffic that's not destined to the local network or whatever to the ISP router. So I'm going to come in here, and if we do a show IP route, we can see we can get to the 2.network, 1.network from the outside here, and it's connected to the inside. So these are just the connected hosts that it's able to see. So this is inside and this is outside, both local to this firewall. So we're going to do IP route, and it's going to be 0.0.0.0. So basically our default route, and it's going to go to 192.168.2.1. Let me see, IP route. Yes. Oh, route outside. Sorry. So route outside. So we're gonna get. So right outside. Yeah. Okay. And then 0.0. And then you do your 192.168.2.1. So now, if I go back here, I should be able to. Let me see. Oh, well, you know what? There's no route here to get back. So yeah, that's fine. So basically, I could actually ping. Let me finish setting this side up here. So we need to do the same thing on this side. Route outside. One 192.168.3.1. Okay, so we can get to the default gateway. We can't get to the other side, so we're not going to be able to ping from any of these hosts. So let's set up quick addresses on here. Let's do a help here. So IP address 192.168.4.5/24 default gateway 192.168.4.1. Let's see. Using EV&G, there's specific format. Let me see. Okay, so IP without the address. So we don't need address here. Then same thing on this side. We're going to do a 1.5. IP PC1, 2. Let's do a show IP. I believe it's 2.5. Huh, that's weird. Oh, you know what? Okay. Yeah. Let me change that. Yeah, I think it was just used for another lab. So let's do a show IP or IP address or no address 192.168.1.5/24. 192.168.1.1 is the default gateway. So I should be able to ping 192. Open that back up here. I think it logged. Okay, yes. I accidentally hit the exit button. Let me log out of here. Log back in. Not sure why that just canceled me out. All right, let me see. Okay, let me pause real quick, get this back up. All right, so we got that back up and running. It's a little hiccup there, but basically now you can see I got that up, but you know I can't ping the other side. Doesn't come back. So now we're going to get into actually configuring the actual VPN configuration. So we're going to need to create some network objects here. So let's open up this here. And let's go config T. We're going to call this host name ASA1 just to kind of keep the names a little better recognizable. Host name ASA2. All right. So we're going to work on this one here. But from our configuration, we're going to create some network objects here. So just to do that, just go object, network, and we're going to do site 1. And then subnet 192.168.1.0. And then we're going to do object, network, site. I'm going to call that site 4. That's basically the other side of the network there. We're going to go subnet 192.168. Let me see. Yeah. So 192.168.4.0. So we got our two objects created. So now we need to make sure that we enable Internet Key Exchange version 1 on the outside interface. So let's exit out of here, and we're going to do crypto IKE version 1 enable on the outside. So now using the now we're going to use using the network object that we created, we'll create a network access list to permit traffic from the internal network to the other network, which we'll use later. So what we'll do is we'll create an access list outside crypto map permit IP object site 1 to object site 3. What did I name it here? Oh, site 4. Sorry. All right. So Got that created. Now we're going to create the tunnel group for the outside to outside connection to specify the outside IP. I'm specifying the outside IP of the other ASA firewall. So we're going to do a tunnel group 192.168. What's our outside? 3.2. And then it's going to be type IPsec L2L, LAN to LAN. And then we're going to get into our attributes. So tunnel group 192.168.3.2. We're going to do type IPsec. Oh, okay, yeah, no type. So IPsec attributes. And then we're going to do IK version 1, pre-shared key, and then let's just do Cisco to keep it simple here. You will want to make that something a little more secure. So now the IPsec L2L is just to indicate that we want to create a LAN-to-LAN site group, and the IP attributes will allow us to define the pre-shared key. Now again, you want to make sure that's basically more secure, more of an encrypted password on your end. So now we're going to get into creating a crypto policy. Now this crypto policy is going to define our hash, algorithm and pre-shared our groups, lifetime, or lifetime for the tunnel and things like that. So crypto IKE version 1 policy 10. We're just going to say you can 1 is the highest, 65,535 is the lowest. So we're just going to do 10. Hash algorithm is going to be SHA, which is more secure. Then we're going to do authentication. It's going to be pre-shared. And then for the group, we want to use 14, which is more secure than 2 or 5. And then lifetime, we're going to do 86,400, so 86,400 seconds. And then for the encryption, we're going to use AES. So now the policy number configured that we set above is locally significant. So it's not, that's more so for this side of the firewall. So we also, want to make sure you choose the best appropriate encryption, hashing, lifetime value, and group value that's going to match the environment's needs. So now we're going to get into the phase 2 configuration for ASA 1 on this side. So now we're going to go and create the phase 2, which is going to define our tunnel. Make sure that, this is going to be more involved in making sure we encrypt the traffic that's going over the tunnel. So we're going to need to create a transform set. So crypto IPsec IKE version 1 transform set. Then we're going to name this. So you can just name it, my set 1. ESP AES 256. We're going to do AES-256. And then we're also going to do ESP SHA HMAC. Now that you have this transfer set completed, we'll want to use that in the access list that we created earlier to create a crypto map. So let's associate the crypto map with the access list. So crypto map outside _map, then 1. This is going to be the sequence to enter inside the map entry. So 1 match address outside crypt. Okay. So then we're going to identify the peer at the other end of the connection. So crypto map outside underscore map 1 set peer to 192.168.4 or 3.2. Let's make sure. Yeah, 3.2. Outside interface of the other. So now we got that set. Now let's apply the transform set to the crypto map. So crypto map outside map 1 set IKE version 1 transform set, and we call that my set 1. And we're going to configure our lifetime value here. Outside security association. Security association lifetime seconds. It's going to be 7,200. Okay. Now you can set and use perfect fork secrecy, which makes the encryption system automatically change the keys over time to decrease the chance of keys and data becoming compromised. So to do that, you can do a crypto map outside map 1 set PFS and then group 14. All right, got that set. So the last thing we need to do is get this, to get the first tunnel up and running, is to create a NAT exemption rule. So this is going to prevent the ASA from changing the IP address when it's coming from the inside to the outside when destined to that other network. So to do that, we just do a NAT inside, outside, and then 1 source. And then we're going to go static site 1 to site 1. So we're basically saying site 1 original, keep it original to the destination. Destination, it's going to be static site 4, site 4. And then no proxy ARP and route lookup. So this completes the configuration for site 1. Now the reverse config will need to be done on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little speed up and actually configure that site. So basically what you can do is take exactly what we did and copy it, but just flip everything. So instead of doing what's up here, tunnel group 192.168.3.2, you're going to do tunnel group 196.2.1. Instead of calling it my site, where are we at here? We created some things that, oh yeah, for your object groups, you know, you want to do your subnets are going to be 4.0 for 1. You're basically going to create these same things over there. So, you know, same thing, site 4, site 1. And just anything else that might relate to this site, just, you know, site 1. There, you're going to flip these. So NAT inside, outside 1, source static. It's going to be site 4, destination site 1, site 1. Everything's flipped. You can even do these in order as you're doing it, you know, on each side. I'm going to pause this, get this other side set up, and come right back. Okay, so I got all the configurations set up on the second side. So one way we can check is we can do a show run include crypto. And we can see all our information here. So we got our access list, IPsec transform set. We got our crypto map here with the outside map and everything set to it. So we got it on the interface outside. We set our peer. to the other ASA's outside interface. We're matching the interesting traffic with the access list that we created. And we have it IKE version enabled on the outside for this crypto internet key exchange. So same thing on this side. We can see that here. And to verify, we can go to one of these PCs and we can ping, which you've seen I've done up there, the other side. So we got a ping there. So if your tunnels don't initially come up, you'll want to do a ping so that it can recognize the traffic. And then if we go to our ASAs, we can actually see those security associations being generated. So we can do a show crypto IKE version 1 security association. So we can see that it's active. So crypto ISACAM SA. So we have our tunnels that's created. We don't have any version 2s, which I can do a video on that as well. It's pretty simple. Not much change versus the version type. There's some other things that you can set and enable to it. So that's it there. Again, I'll put this on the blog. So this actually coincides a little bit with a blog that I have here, which talks a little bit more about what well, not really too much more, but kind of goes over in details. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick here. I think it's on page 3. So basically, I kind of do videos in regards to some of these different configurations that go on. So I'm not sure where it's at. It might be an older one. So just kind of going back, doing some videos on various ones. So yeah, it's in there. It's probably in this. You can sorted some of these by networking. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, here we go. So I'll post a video on here if you want to go through it step by step. These basically do the same thing. The IP addressing scheme may be a little different. As you can see, I'm using 4.0 here, 2.0, and 3.0 in my actual lab here. So that's it. We basically got full connectivity to both sides. With that, that'll enable you to, get a business that you're working on up and running over a VPN tunnel. If you have any questions in regard to this lab, shoot me a message in the comments. I'll be sure to get back with you. Again, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Again, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next time.